We are ready. Thank you. Okay, got it. So thank you everyone for being here on our Fierce Friday. This is our favorite time. I love this community, moms, women of awareness, and men's and aunties and uncles. We come together and we bring this awareness platform, awareness, education. And you know what? Every time I'm on these calls, I'm always so excited to reshare it. Where I'm like, I can't wait until the video comes out because we have a YouTube channel to reshare. So we have a little bit of housekeeping that we always get to before introducing our amazing call. So Carmela is going to be leading this call, but before we begin, I'm going to be reading the pledge. So you think to yourself, what is this pledge about? Every country has their national anthem, and we say it with proudness. Well, it's the same thing with the movement, with the pledge. We read this with assertiveness, with pride, and we share this with our entire family. And I love reading this with the family because it shares with them of how we live and who we are. So I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing the movement of many. I am the Million Mom movement. And mom is highlighted in capital letters because it's the movement of many. So this is not only for moms, this is for dads, uncles, cousins, everyone. This is very inclusive. If you are part of this mission to live clean living, join us. It's as simple as that. So I will pass it to my colleague, Jody Parker, to share the scholarship.
Hey guys, good morning. I'm actually just going to leave my screen share up because the scholarship is right here under outreach. This is millionmommovement.info. I always make a point of saying that because it's not .com, it is .info. So if you come here under outreach, under scholarship, you can see the scholarship details. It is a 90-day scholarship where you get $1,500 in Purium superfoods, but really it's a business scholarship. We don't want to just give you fish. We want to teach you how to fish, because in network marketing, the sky is the limit. There is no glass ceiling. There is no ceiling at all. How willing are you to work, and how much money do you want to make? And this, do you get to go for it? So we give you the superfoods. You can see right there, month 1, month 2, month 3, the different packages that come with it, because we want you to have a story. We want you to be living this lifestyle and be a product of the product, because you are more authentic when you can tell your own personal story and how these superfoods have changed your life and your health. And then they also change your wealth because you come across as authentic. This scholarship is for anybody in the United States or Canada who has financial need and is a family unit. So this does not go to individuals. It is specifically for caregivers. And whoever is applying must illustrate a willingness to work and be trained, because again, it is a business scholarship, not just free superfoods. And they need to show economic need. Obviously, we want to give it to people who need it the most, to empower them so that they can then turn around and empower others. You can see that you need a sponsor. So whoever invited you to this call, if you are not a Purium brand partner, that would be your sponsor. And their upline diamond, if they haven't already reached that link, you need to talk to both of them before you apply to make sure that this is the scholarship for you. And then you come down here and you apply here. And so please share this with anybody you think could benefit from this package. And that is it. Back to you, Tess.
Thank you so much, Jody. Okay, now Naiva is going to be sharing the petition and social media.
Thank you so much, Taz. Aloha, everyone. So our petition is kind of where we started our Fierce Fridays a couple of years ago. We, as passionate moms, we really realized that there is so much crazy ingredients in so much of our food, and that we need to say something about it. So we started with the mission of asking General Mills to remove glyphosate from their most popular snacks. And the one that pops up with the most glyphosate in it is Cheerios. And so we realized that as moms, we've all fed our children Cheerios, we've all eaten Cheerios. It says heart healthy right on the box. It's so misleading. And so we wanted to ask General Mills to specifically remove the ingredients from Cheerios that contain glyphosate in it. And this is a very small thing that we're asking of them because they use this ingredient in so many of their snacks. And so we'd love to invite you to come and sign this petition, share this petition. If you are a part of our movement, then this is something you may be passionate about. You'll see right there in the petition, there's a link to the Unsafe on Any Plate, which is an amazing article that goes a little bit deeper into what glyphosate is, what the issue is with it in our food, and a bunch of the different foods that we may be purchasing in our pantries that contain glyphosate. And that's the scary thing. So I'd love to invite you to go look at this article, sign the petition, share it far and wide, and let's move this movement. And when we get enough petition signatures, I believe we're about 270 signatures away roughly from our goal. And when we get to that goal, Stephanie Dawn, our chair, has said that she will bring this petition into General Mills and talk to somebody and hand it to somebody. So that way we're not just getting generic answers or emailing it in and somebody may not look it over. So that's the petition. I also want to share with you all about our social media, and I love featuring you all. My lighting's kind of weird here. I love featuring you all on our social media. So if you're on Instagram, please tag the Million Mom Movement, use our hashtags shown here on the image, and I can feature you on our page. So please share about nutrition, about your health journey, about the issues with glyphosate in our food, about your business, how you're thriving in your home-based business. These are all things that we want to feature on our page. And when you get featured on Instagram, it actually goes onto our Facebook and our Twitter pages. So that's really exciting. And if you tag us in your stories on Instagram, I can also reshare your stories. So that's another way that you can be featured. And all of our replays are posted to our YouTube channel. So please subscribe there as well. And lastly, our Instagram link in the bio has all the links to everything we've talked about this morning: the scholarship, the pledge, the petition, the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, all of it. You can find the link in the bio on Instagram. So I'll pass it back to you, Taz. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to hear the rest of this presentation.
Thank you so much, Naeva. I also want to add, in our Purium app, if you scroll up and you go all the way down, we have a whole section in there as well called the Million Mom Movement. In this section, we have the pledge, we have the glyphosate, we have the scholarship. So take a look in that. And this is also something that you can use as your tool to share with people to move this movement forward, right? Okay, this is what we're all about. We need to share this knowledge. So with the onslaught of toxins in our environment and on our food, our water, our air, our household, completely unavoidable, and a daily detoxification program of utmost importance for us and our families. Learn how the organic superfood lifestyle can serve as insurance and use the synergy of our protocols to upgrade and enhance your already healthy regimen and support your reducing your prescription medications today. So we're going to go into that. We're going to dive deep into that, hosted by our very own Carmela, and we're going to be talking about it, and the last 15 minutes of our call, we're going to open it up for Q&A. So if you have any questions about this, save them for the end, or you know what, you can also post it in the chat and we will get back to asking that. So Carmela, the floor is yours.
Thanks so much, Taz and Council. Hello, everybody, for the Million Mom Movement. So this topic to me was so important for us to discuss as a council because we are up against something in history that we've never been before, which is really a big question mark on what true medicine is and what we have as a community to offer in natural medicine. So we are a natural medicine community. We are plant medicine, right? We're from herbs and from the ground, from the source, all organic. And we have the beautiful connection to our founder, the formulator, the person who farms. Now, where do you actually have the opportunity to have this access? So this is something that stands out to me, that I have to, as a community member, as a leader of my community, as a mother, that I want you all to share on to your own community, because people don't understand how deep the connection is to understanding where your medicine comes from and where your food comes from and where the information is coming from. We as a council member, as council members, we are all very committed mothers. We are very committed to our own lifestyles, and we ourselves are walking the walk. And that's why we want to create content for you every single week so that you can come here to get value. And specifically around the topic of natural immunity, many people are not talking about what is so important to all of us here. And let's not beat around the bush, pussyfoot around. Let's seriously discuss what I think the world should be screaming about. So moms who are now, mandates are all over the world right now, are changing, fluctuating. But the one thing we can control is our home, is what we feed our families. So I'm very passionate, as you can see, that this topic is something that we need to discuss, because what is immunity? Let's just talk ground floor, what's immunity? And what is the immune system, how it's activated, how we can help to activate it with the knowledge that we have in our own catalog. We have a huge catalog, and some of you may not know all the details of our catalog, but I'd love to highlight them here. And I do also have a very special guest who I've had to, my goodness, for the past years I've been working with, that is a shining example of our lifestyle. So what is the immune system? What does it do? We're talking about natural immunity, but let's talk about just in general, what does our body do? The immune system has three main tasks. I like to there's so many tasks actually, but three main tasks are that they fight disease-causing germs, pathogens, bacteria, fungi, parasites, and they remove them from the body. So our body is powerful. Let's not ever let anybody dumb it down or make us feel disempowered by it or disconnected by it. Let's right now agree to rally that our body is extremely powerful in healing itself. And the second thing is it recognizes and neutralizes, in other words, it self-regulates harmful substances from the environment. Okay, and then the third thing is it fights disease-causing changes in the body, such as cancer cells, or metastasizing cells, cellular death. So it's a very powerful system, and to understand it is to work with it. Now, how is the immune system actually activated? It's activated by many things from an environment, and that's why I said water, chemicals in the food, air, metals, all things that are foreign that could harm it, that are endocrine disruptors. They can actually really harm the balance and flow of how we operate naturally. And this, it's like a mosquito bite, right? It's a symbol, that itch, that red bump, is our immune system working. Simply put, for any kid who's out there listening to this, the immune system's working immediately. That's proof. Now, all the foods that we do have in our superfood community are super powerful. And meanwhile, we might feel like, we don't want to talk about what we shouldn't be talking about because we're a natural community. Well, let's talk about what we can talk about. And please, I tell you, because no one else is talking about it, you go out and talk about it. Share with the world the things that are super ancient, the super biohacking, beautiful technologies of natural plant medicine and herbs, and what they have proven over hundreds and hundreds of years, even thousands of years, some of these herbs, to actually fulfill in our activation of our immune system. And thank God, there have been many, many people before us who've had trial and error, so that we're here in this time in history to be able to know that it works. So I cannot not start with our main lifestyle protocol, which is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. And I tell you this because literally last night, after the time of 9 p.m., I had 3 calls about people who had mold toxicity, fungus, parasites, all in the short amount of time. I need help. Oh, candida. So all of these things, what are they crying out for help for? Support around how can their immune system fight off of these different antigens. These antigens are foreign and not helping the body regulate. So they're asking me, what do I have? And I said to all of them, the ultimate lifestyle transformation. Guys, this is it. It's very simple. We are even in the company incentivizing you to bring 3 people in a week, and we give you major bonuses for this. Why? Because if we get people onto this simple protocol, and I tell you, the more quickly you are able to walk anybody through it, then you are going to be changing lives. And it's super simple. I was previously a holistic health coach before I started Purium 7.5 years ago. And I was working to the bone, explaining through food how they can achieve what we're doing in just 30 days here. So keep this simplified protocol as something that you need to learn how to walk people through. And it's something that you yourself should be going through, and really seeing that maybe if you don't have any major health issues or health immune issues, it's still something that prevents. And prevention model is what we have to focus on in this time of COVID, in this pandemic. So there are a list of specific products otherwise than the ultimate lifestyle transformation that I did want to make sure that we know about. And if you go into the iShop Purium website, there's an immune category. If you go into them and you don't know what those are individually, you hadn't had an experience about it with a client, then I want you to explore it. It is for everybody. And maybe it's not made for that person at that moment. For instance, Immunimax, it might be made and cracked open only when somebody has the onslaught of some cold symptoms or flu symptoms. But Immunimax is an incredibly powerful agent of change because it has that colostrum, arabinogalactin, and a myriad of other ones. But Dave Sandoval specifically had created this for HIV, his uncle with HIV, a virus. So we can have it in our home, even if we don't have HIV, or maybe if we don't have a flu or cold, but we should have it in our cabinets to have it as a protection. So again, all of these different products that I'm going to be talking about today, I want you to all really experience it for yourself and have it on hand and understand what it is that can benefit you. So I'm just going to quickly go back to the ultimate lifestyle transformation, the benefits, because when you use it, now this is how we like to introduce people to the lifestyle of the organic superfoods. And it's because when you walk a person through, what are you able to do? You're able to pull back on the different triggers that will depress your immune system. And those triggers and the depression of the immune system is what is causing people to be so susceptible to things like an autoimmune condition. So I myself, the reason why I'm so passionate about coming to you with this topic is because I have myself had an autoimmune condition since I was probably 2 years old. Ever since, I had terrible eczema, terrible joint pain triggered by food and chemicals in my environment. And I had to take so many tests, all kind of allergy antigen tests, and they found everything. I was positive for everything. And it was horrible. But you know, what I had done was I understood a lifestyle that needed to change, which was organic. So this ultimate lifestyle transformation, what it does, it takes out the guessing. You're not going to wonder if that food has anything bad for you. You're not going to have to wonder if this pattern or this protocol will support you in increasing the body's ability to self-regulate. It will. It just will. It helps you to eat on a 2-hour cycle with clean, organic protein, fruits, vegetables, and it focuses on gut health. And I cannot not talk about gut health when I talk about immune support, because 80% of the immune system is located in the health in your gut microbiome, which I had another Zoom, by the way, on the YouTube channel. Please check that out about gut health. And it really microscopic goes into the gut microbiome, which is 30 feet from the mouth to the anus. That's a lot of probability for funguses, parasites, bacteria, mold, so many things to come into our mouth. And does it eliminate? It might get stuck in there. That's the point. This is the point. We may have to be focusing very much about cleaning the blood. The ultimate lifestyle transformation, that's what it does. With the deep greens in the power shake, you're able to then build healthier blood with green foods. And this is something I really wanted to bring up too. I have so much to say in such a short time, so I'm going to be talking really fast, but the Green Food Bible is a really, really important resource. And it is something that is in your back office in iShop Purium if you have not yet gotten it. But to understand the food philosophy and the back power of the spirulina, the wheatgrass, the chlorella, like really look into how it cleans the blood. And we all need to daily detoxify, daily, not just a 10-day cleanse once in a while, not just a quarterly program. This is a lifestyle, and that's why I keep coming back to that. So another really important thing in that lifestyle is the biometic. So I'm going to highlight this as one of the first things because we're talking about gut health. It is Dave Sandoval's #1, who's our formulator and founder of the company Purium. He absolutely says it is the most important supplement of our time, of our generation, because in his other book, and I'll always highlight it also, is Toxin That Came to Dinner, the glyphosate, which is the herbicide in Roundup that we're asking you all to sign the petition for. It is the root cause, right, of a lot of these disease states that are rampant and only rising. So how do we take it out? Through the biometic. And why is it so important? Because if you don't, then your body's not able to fight all of these other antigens if we can't absorb nutrients, which are our defense system. So our dukes are up, right, when we eat good food, but we can't let it in. We can't have those defense armies come in if we can't absorb them. So definitely getting to a healthy weight and using the biometic is a goal for your health and wellness journey. If you're not at your healthy weight, if your hormones are imbalanced, this is your goal through the ULT. If you don't know what your health goal is, you think you're healthy, focus on getting to your healthy weight and balancing your hormones at whatever state you are at. Okay, and vitamin C. Okay, this is something in our immune support system that is crucial. And why? Because it protects our healthy cells. It is actually one of the most important, and many people know this is age old, that our particular vitamin C is not containing ascorbic acid, but it's from a whole food source. And there are 5 wonderful whole food sources that are really, really powerful. And you're not going to find it anywhere else. So we have a lot of products in our line that just have so much value from other companies and other formulas. But it also, I don't know if you know this, but it has helped with the production of collagen. So the healthy cells that we are building, you need the vitamin C. So for instance, if you are stage 1 cancer, stage 4 cancer, this is something that is absolutely crucial. Sometimes they do IVs, but I almost feel like with whole food sources, it's almost as absorbable as getting it direct into the blood, because that's exactly what our bodies do. It has its nature to absorb. It supports the central nervous system as well, and it helps to absorb iron. And iron is very important for your immune support because it carries oxygen into the blood. If we don't have oxygen into our bodies, how are we going to live? So these are just simple things, of course, but I wanted to remind those of you who don't know. Another thing I wanted to show is CBD. CBD. Our CBD is very, very potent, very, very powerful. And there might be a lot of trends out there that are talking about theirs versus ours and et cetera. But I will say what we don't have in ours is a liposome. And I wanted to highlight this about our company, because our food philosophy is that we're naturopathic. We want our bodies to do what it should do because we activate it to do what it should do. So again, CBD is a powerful, powerful plant medicine that only recently was really discovered as for what truly it can do. But our CBD doesn't have a liposome, meaning it doesn't have a driver, because our own body should be able to recognize how to use it naturally. And that's exactly what ours does. The full spectrum, the pure hemp full spectrum. Dave Sandoval, and I listened to his training a lot. And if you have not yet, please go onto their Purium Vimeo, Google it, Purium Vimeo, A to Z. So we have our own channel and we have many different ways. If you are a brand partner, go to the app or go to the Vimeo or go to iLearn. So those are the 3 ways you can go deeper into our products and our specific way we want us to educate it to the world. So CBD, again, it really helps our bodies. The cannabidiol connection is really a powerful way for our bodies to self-regulate. Every cell of ours, it can support its strengthening. So when we're talking about immune system, we kind of want that overall support, CBD is a wonderful thing. And I have it in front of my computer. I have one next to my bed. I have one in my kids' cabinet. I have it for my dogs. I mean, it is super important to me in my household. And then I want to get to my guest because she's wonderful. I see her right there. Fulvix Zeolite and ionic elements. So they're very different, but I wanted to share it really quickly because these are things that are on my list that I have to speak about. Fulvix Zeolite is super important for really separating and attracting, magnetizing the heavy metals that are in our bodies. And we are talking about how our body can be assisted in the elimination. Well, Fulvix Zeolite is a wonderful detoxification tool, and it's a tincture. I give it to my children, but be aware how to use it. It's best used in a 10-day line, 10 days at a time, best used that way for it to be most powerful. But heavy metals is something that a lot of people are working with and trying to detoxify. So, and ionic elements, I cannot also not mention that because it's super important for conductivity. And our cells need to have access to all these nutrients. So in our line, for us to have strong immunity, we need support with getting it into the body. So I would say the ionic elements, which is this trace mineral dropper, high in electrolytes, but then there's also aloe 40X. It's another driver. I don't know if you guys knew this, but aloe X, ours is the most potent on the market, says Dave Sandoval, which if he says it, I highly recommend that you guys look into the product A and Z and really study and understand what we have that stands alone. Aloe does so many things with polysaccharides. It's one of the most ancient forms of superfoods, and we need to utilize that. You could spray it in on top of your animal foods and in every drink that you have, on your skin. You could put it in your hair. It's really a wonderful way for us to help our cells to build and regenerate healthy cells. And it also helps to drive nutrients into those cells. So those are the two drivers that I would really want to highlight. We also have Aloe Digest, which by the way is amazing because we're talking about gut health and gastrointestinal health. But it also has enzymes and other things that will help with gas and bloating and digestive issues. Okay, 2 more things and 3 more things. Green spectrum. Okay, so during this time when some may have chosen to, cheers, Jody, get the vaccination or not, we need to support our liver for detoxification in all ways. This is super important. Whatever your choices for where we are today in this time, we need to always focus on liver health. Liver has a huge job, has so many roles. So to support it, there are 2 things, green spectrum and Can't Beat This. And those are one of my 2 very favorite products because they're so potent, so delicious, so important for everybody who has not yet tried it. Maybe you've done the ULT, but you've not tried those 2 products. The green spectrum is an array. It's like sunshine in a scoop, and you will literally get the best of all greens in this and as low grains. So if some people are very sensitive to Power Shake, I put them onto the green spectrum, and the alkalinity, the power of the blood cleansing, the multi-nutrient density of it all. I mean, and the lemony flavor tastes like iced tea. It's like amazing. Even the kids love it. We do shots in the family nutrition pack with it. So it's such an incredible agent of change and Can't Beat This. Wow, when that came onto our stage in our company, we were all like, wow, this stuff is so delicious. It tastes like passion fruit and guava, but it's a vasodilator. It helps the nitric acid get inside our cells. Again, cellular vibrancy. We need to help our cells proliferate to healthy cells, not toxic, metastasization. And right now, so many people have underlying cancer. Well, one thing you can fight your underlying cancer, cellular death, is green spectrum. The ULT Can't Beat This without a question. It not only will give you more endurance because it has cordyceps mushroom, chaga mushroom. Oh gosh, there's so much moringa, maca, delicious, yummy ingredients, all with you wanting to go to drink it. It's not that kind of like, hold your nose Chinese medicine tincture that many cultures have. Our Purium superfoods are medicine in food, and delicious, delicious food that we want our kids to enjoy. My daughter just really got into Can't Beat This, and she just shot up. And I know it's because the liver is really, she's building so much blood, and she has her period now. So that's also very important for women because we're constantly needing to build healthy blood. Superxanthin. I keep saying I'm only going to do one or two, but it keeps growing and it's so important. My counselor's like, I know. So the superxanthin, oh, astaxanthin, what an incredible, incredible product. It's an antioxidant that has properties that we just have to learn about to get it into our bodies, because learning is applying, understanding, and truly being motivated to apply it. And astaxanthin coupled with spirulina is an incredible antioxidant that helps our cells to flush out the bad, the toxic, the lactic acid, also uric acid buildup with the antioxidant, which is apothecary, taking out the acid. It blocks our nerves, our nerve connection to our brain, to our gut. And it's very important that we always use this to protect our nerve cells. And lastly is enzymes. So the enzymes, if we use enzymes daily, it will help our digestive system to be able to assimilate and break down food. Now, you'll know if you do get colonic treatments like I do regularly, if you are assimilating your food well or not, because sometimes you may not be digesting all of the food. And that's very hard for your system. It will depress your system. And when you depress your digestive system, your immune system can't fight antigens. So I know that that was a bit of a mouthful. However, those are the main immune support products that I feel like if we were to use them and learn how to daily, we daily detoxify and really invigorate our cells. So I do want to introduce and explain a little bit about why I brought my guest on today, who's a dear friend and brand partner. She's also a yoga teacher, life coach, and she works for the EMS system in her town of Wisconsin. And I met her about 4 years ago, and she is an incredible, incredible story of this lifestyle reversal of her autoimmune conditions. So she herself has reversed Crohn's disease, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, and her migraines. And I just love sharing her story and having her speak. So Mame Signer, if you wouldn't mind opening up your mic and sharing a little bit about how this particular lifestyle has changed your life, if you can, in a short time, because I know we don't have a lot of time.
Thank you so much, Carmela. Hello, everybody. Much love and kisses from the Northwoods of Wisconsin. I really, truly have so much gratitude for you all welcoming me on today. And I do want to share for everybody, getting any kind of a diagnosis is not easy. And we do go through a grieving process. And a lot of the times when we do get these diagnoses, we are in that part of the medical world that they want to push their methods of treatment. And as I have learned throughout the years, because I was in my younger 20s when I first got my diagnosis of Crohn's, and then progressed into my 30s with MS, 40s with fibromyalgia, chronic pain, seizures, migraines, the whole kit and caboodle. And they instill a lot of fear. So now this fear can then even exasperate what already you are going through. So I wanted to, not only with my story today to share with you, is to instill hope and to know that it is very, very possible. And you have all of the tools right here to utilize to do exactly that. I have stopped and reversed every single one of my diagnoses. I have blown doctors' minds in places like Mayo, big teams out in Germany, and I do have some beautiful teams. So throughout the years, I had gotten smarter and smarter and smarter. So talk about trial and error. So now we have this beautiful community like you guys. You don't have to go through 20 some years of trying to figure this out. We did it. We have the answers. What I'm just asking of you is to put a little bit of trust as we do share our stories, and do, accept that you can do this. As intimidating or as maybe as you may feel, some are just like, how is that even possible? I'm not even taking a prescription. I'm not doing this. There's no way. I'm not on any prescriptions. And I am so very proud of the journey that I have partaken. And through the time of being able to learn and through the trial and error, when I first heard about Dave and Amy was back in 2012, and I was in the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and I knew them as, organic by nature. Came back around to some serious changes in my life, and I jumped on board in 2016. Why did it take me so long from 2012 to 2016? When you get into that life, it seems like in that career path, which I started out as nursing and radiology, and now completely in the holistic. I am an EMT, so I do understand both worlds, and I do want to be able to give back. But I knew for myself to make big change, not only to eat organic, but my husband and I sold everything in, we were about 2.5 hours east of Chicago in Illinois. Sold everything, moved up to the northern part of Wisconsin. I'm about 2 miles from Michigan, for a cleaner and less stressful lifestyle. So I took it from every facet of not just what I was putting in my mouth, or even on my body for that matter. I know all of the moms here, have expressed and have shared and talked in their stories about not what only you put in your body, what you put on your body, but we, really made a very serious life change. Lifestyle is absolutely key. We see so many people that are like, they hear the story, they get inspired, they order something, they start taking it, and then they kind of fizzle out. You have to own it. Carmela, everything that you mentioned, I take. This is groceries to me. This is part of my, and I share that with clients. I share that with people. Everybody's kind of got like their budgets, and this is part of my groceries. This is food. An example to share, in my early part of my journey, buying all vegetables and fruits that were organic, I purchased a $3,000 compressed Norwalk juicer to do the Gerson therapy. And so a very serious investment. It is cheaper for me, less money, not cheaper in quality, because far surpassing quality with Purium. I spend less money now purchasing my Purium than I did buying all those organic vegetables and fruit to juice, because you have to buy so much to do that and to do the Gerson therapy. And I was getting so much more out of, and so much better with my absorption. And talking about absorption and immunity, a big game changer, like Carmela had shared, was Biomedic. I do use the CBD. And I have gone through complete paralysis and numbness from neck down. I have gone blind. I had been bedridden. So I had been plagued with some things and just wondering, what more can I do? And I tell you, from 2016 on, has just been far surpassed my wildest dreams and hopes of what I could have for my quality of life. You all deserve this amazing life, and you deserve that quality. And I can attest, if I it is in my body, I live it, I own it. I took Purium for 1 year before I shout at the rooftops. Now, some of you might get upset with me by saying that. I got bombarded with so many companies when I got into this world. Everybody wanted me to take their products. Everybody wanted me to share. And, as a health coach, life coach, so on and so forth. And how could Purium be different? Well, I took it for a year, and it is very, very different. And having the certifications, having Dave and Amy so integrally involved, having our formulator on board, having the team that we do, we have the support. So it was, you guys saved my life. You saved my life. I don't know if I truly would be here. I was fighting. I never lost my shine. And so I can empathize, you know, if anybody has gone through this path. So I want you to let that light shine and beam and don't squash it, because you can do this as well. It wasn't easy, but it is very, very doable. And now it is just so much part of my life. And I have so much for prevention, so much now with COVID, my husband and myself. Now everybody told me, okay, maybe you have a compromised immune system, you know, lock yourself in your home, this, that, and this. No, I'm in the Northwoods of Wisconsin. I submersed myself in nature and I know exactly what to do for my immune system. I beat COVID in 3 days at home, and the bulk of my protocol was Purium. My husband, same thing, beat COVID in just a matter of a couple of days. So, you know, here's something that is brand new that we're talking about with our immune system. Our immune system is so very, very powerful. So energize it, tap into it, learn how to reinvigorate and have your immune system come to life and work for you. You don't have to have diagnoses to have a compromised immune system. We all have compromised immune systems in one way, shape, or another. So don't point fingers. That's not nice, but let's educate and share with one another how we can do that. And then for prevention. So it's very, very beautiful. So I hope that sums it up in a short period of time, unless Carmela, you'd like anything more that I may have forgot to share. But thank you all so very, very much for having me come on today and speak to you all. You all are a shining light to me and are very, very beautiful people. And I am proud to have you as a tribe.
Yes, Maeve, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. I did want you to go into your experience having had really all these autoimmune conditions and then catching the COVID virus. And I too have I had and always working with my compromised immune system. But for those of you who have that, say, weakened immune system, is there hope always to really focus on then in this time with the lifestyle? What is it specifically you'd like to leave us all with to as advice?
To leave you with advice is never give up, but own it. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Anybody here online here, I'm sure, has a wonderful story of a product that they've used with Purium, but it's not something, you know, you can ruin a good thing because you only took it for a couple of days and then gave up on it. Do not give up. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on these products. I have tried everything, and hands down, and not just because I'm a brand partner, I am a living testimony. Do not give up on what we are sharing to you today. That if you own this lifestyle, it will work for you. It will work for your children. It will work for your family. You will see that you will be living a life without disease or lessen thereof.
Thank you so much for being here and shining that light to our community. I see the chat going pretty wild, and it's these stories that we need to tell people. And something that Mame had said, guys, was that she had found a team of people to support her. And when I got to know her story, I said, how did you come to this? How did you know that you needed to not just listen to one person or this doctor or this way, and to form the team that she had got her to where she needed to be. And in that oh, go ahead. Yeah, please talk about it if you want to.
Oh, my team? You know, I do, if I can, find a lot of doctors that are DOs so that they, you know, have practiced both worlds. I am straightforward. If you're not going to align with my beliefs and help me, because I will prove that I'm proactive, I'm going to fire you. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor. If you're not happy with your landscaper, if you're not happy with whatever service, you're going to find a better service. It's the same in the medical field. If you're not happy with them, find somebody that is willing to work with you. So I've got some old timer doctors, my family doctor and even my neurologist. Gosh, they're both in their 70s. And they are just blown away. And, you know, so they now are more inspired to share my story and my lifestyle to give hope to others, you know, and those are old school that have only been taught one way. So I really have shaken up going and pursuing, you know, in both worlds, but standing strong with my beliefs. And knowing that that's worked for me, because we've all talked about instinct. Follow your gut. If it doesn't feel right for you, keep team building. Find those wonderful, I call Carmela my angel, because she truly just came into my life like a shining angel, took my hand and helped guide me, because nobody was really involved with Purium. Nobody came to me. I called up corporate and I said, here I am, help me out, send me some stuff, I'm on board, and link me to somebody. So I'm not your typical, you know, somebody sought me out and signed me up. I called corporate. So, so you know, kind of interesting in that way, but that's my story. So, you know, you know, just really, really follow your gut instinct with that. If it's not feeling right for you, that is very, very powerful. And I don't want that world or anybody to diminish that for you. You know, take charge. You're the one. Doctors told me to go home and die. And I am like, no one's going to tell me when it's the end of my life. I will know. And I was so happy to come back to them 2 years later, walk in, not in a wheelchair, and be like, I'm not dead. You know? So that's a little harsh. That's a little harsh humor there, but you know, no one has that right. So, you know, live true to you, fight for your team, lock arm in arms with this beautiful tribe. We will not steer you wrong. And we will share with you all of our beautiful stories, because no one is too little in their story of what they're doing and or too big, because I think everyone needs Purium, and I think everybody needs to change something for the better in their life. We all can have better health. Absolutely. And these are the tools to do it.
Thank you for that message. That warrior spirit came through, and fighting for yourself is what we have in this lifetime to do. Thank you, Maeve.
Thank you all so much. Much love and peace to you all. Thank you.
I pass it back over to you, Taz. And if we have our Q&A.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand and we will unmute you. Or if you want to post it in the chat, you can do so as well. Like I love what May was saying, that you can fire your doctors. I know Stephanie Dawn always says that. She's like, you could fire them. And I think this is so empowering to understand that we can do that. It's not something that we're taught or we feel that we can do. We feel like we have no choice. And like May's story, like I have a similar story. And I mean, when you feel powerless, right, Jody too, is that you don't realize how amazing you can feel until you do. So if anyone has any questions. Okay, Natalie's asking, which pack is best for immunity for 90 days in Canada, since it's really long and changing and freezing?
Since it's really long and changing. What do they mean by changing?
I think she means weather. Yeah, weather change.
Okay. Well, like I mentioned in the very beginning, the ULT is best for most. And I tell you, the sooner you get on it, the sooner you'll realize why that statement is so true. It has its own tab on our website, because it's itself the beginning of the lifestyle. If you integrate that initially, and then you add in specific immune support head to toe products, that will support specifically what it is that you need, it will serve you. It's the best initial pack.
Absolutely. Can I add some things?
Yeah.
I would add the Zincade. I think, yeah, Natalie wrote that. So I would add the Zincade. I would add the Virusure. So the Virusure has neem, and neem is great for antibacterial. So I would add that. And for cold, this is a secret I love, Superxanthin. So how great Superxanthin is for the summer, it's just as great for the winter. It prevents fish and animals from freezing to death as well. So if you're in a cold weather, Superxanthin.
I'll just toss in one final thing on that, vitamin D for those of us in winter climates. So Zincade is a great way to look at that, but you don't want to overdo zinc because it'll throw off your iron and your copper. So you can't overdo that. So if you need more vitamin D, the best form for us in Imperium is the MVP Kids, followed by the MVP Sport, followed by the Epigenius Kids. So that is where you're going to get your vitamin D from our products. So I just want to toss that out there.
Anyone else? I think we had a question at the beginning about.
We have 2 hands up, actually.
Oh.
Kat Gleason was first. Go ahead, Kat.
Aloha. I'm so happy to see everyone. And I just wanted to take a moment to reflect my sincere and divine gratitude and honor for the Million Mom movement. Oh, I'm going to tear up. I've been around for a while, and I've been so blessed to witness the growth of this movement, and y'all are rocking it. I'm so honored to be able to share this movement and my community. I just feel like we're so blessed. I really, really just wanted to take a moment, but I do have a question, and that is, I've been really missing peopling, and I'm wondering if we can have a gathering of the Million Mom movement in our future.
I think we're all hoping that, right?
It's a great idea, right, Taz? I mean, I think that the next step is Unconvention. That's in April, and we're praying that society at large will be okay with gathering, because we are seeing it happen in other companies. It's happening, but it's a slow acceptance of it. So just stay tuned. We ourselves are hoping that ourselves, we were wanting to do that actually this holiday, but we pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, these are the craziest times, but I'll continue to send my virtual hugs, and I can't wait till they're in person, and we can, say all the right things and sign all the right dotted lines in order to do what we want to do. But I just wanted to send my love and respect. This was really inspirational. I can't wait to share it with people. And thank you all, each and every one of you, for the incredible work that you're doing in this world. It's so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Ariana, unmute yourself.
Hi, I have a customer, and I think I asked earlier, but she says she is wanting to try the ULT. However, she is allergic to sulfites, SULPHITES, and sulfates, SULFATES. Does anyone know if that's included in the ULT?
So not to my knowledge, our products should not have any sulfites and sulfates.
Okay.
It's usually in processed foods.
Right.
Well,
The only reason I'm asking is because we looked it up, and there's a picture where it shows that there's, let me look real quick. It shows otherwise. It shows.
I'm wondering if is it a liver issue and being able to process sulfur, because then you're looking at onions and garlic and things like that, which again, I don't think is really high in the Purium products, because I have that gene mutation, and I haven't had that problem. So I think she's probably good. But my guess is that's what the issue is.
And what is the issue that you have again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I have a gene mutation where I don't process the sulfur efficiently. And so if I do too much, it causes me to detox too fast, and it's complicated, but
Okay.
that's more the sulfur smelling, the things that are good for the liver. So the
Yeah.
onions, the garlic, and the things like that are really high in sulfurs. And our products, Purium's really not, right? Tass, did I miss anything?
No, no, it's perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so there's a question in the chat. I had COVID in July and lost my sense of smell and taste. I'm taking Zincade. What else?
I answered it in the chat, but I'll do it here too. Ionic elements to balance the minerals, because minerals have to be in balance. I suggest everybody go look up Mineral Wheel, and you will see what different minerals balance each other. And so taking a full spectrum really helps with that. And the fulvic acid in the ionic elements will help you absorb it. And the other thing I said was biomedic, because if your gut is not absorbing well, then that is going to impede that as well. So those two together should help make a difference. And possibly green spectrum on an empty stomach first thing in the morning is another thing you could try.
Beautiful. Carmela, we have a question for you. You explained something multi-level something. Okay, so Sandy's asking, I can't remember how you described it. Do you remember what it's called?
I think she's talking about the green spectrum, and I was saying that it's the most, it's the widest array of our best greens all in one product. And that's why it's so important for us to utilize it. And it's also very good for liver and detoxification health. And it doesn't have a lot of grains, so it's very easy to digest for people who are very sensitive to it. Not multi-level, I think, but Glenna is asking, but I think that was what I said, but we can always watch the replay as well.
Beautiful. Is anyone, there's no sulfates in the products, no, our products are very clean.
Yeah, we don't have salt.
And no. Do we have any more questions? Oh, well, I think we're at the top of the hour. So next week we have no Fierce Friday, okay? But the week after that, so next week is Thanksgiving, right? So we're taking a week off. But the week after that, we are going to be joined by Cindy Kelly. So we all know Cindy Kelly. She's amazing. She started our whole fast start, everything. So we're going to be joined by Cindy Kelly and Carmela, who are going to be talking mindset. Okay, so come on this call. You get a whole week off. I know you're going to miss us, so just rewatch one of the replays, right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here, and watch the replay and share it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.